أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد. There are moments in life when betrayal doesn't come from your enemies, but from the ones you called your own. This is the story of a boy who gave everything for his friendship, only to lose himself in the process. But sometimes Allah lets your heart break, just so He can enter it. And today I'm reading a very, very powerful story from one of our silent followers. So may it reach every soul who needs to heal. And thank you so much for the beautiful support that every time I share a story, I get it from you guys. And if you have a story you want to share with me, just make sure to send it on omaimastories@gmail.com. And please subscribe and leave a beautiful, positive comment. So let's dive into it. So my name is Silent. Let's just call him Silent. Though my friends call me Maulana. Some people, especially the egoistic ones, I keep my distance from, label me as assertive or dominant. And that's where my story begins. It's the story of how a former best friend changed everything for me. It all started when I transferred to a new school in primary grades. The school I originally attended was falling apart due to poor management, which was affecting my education. So my parents shifted me to a nearby school that was more standard. I was genuinely excited until I stepped into the principal's office. The school wasn't what I imagined. The environment, the students' language, it was a cultural shock. Kids as young as first grade were fluent in the dictionary of illicit words. I knew I was in trouble. Still, I've always been a positive and bright kid. My first day went well. But on the second day, I noticed the reality. Gangs, teasing, and survival of the fittest. If you didn't belong to a group, you'd be alone and targeted. That's when I first met him, the friend who would later betray me. We actually met after I punched him in the face during a fight. Yes, really. Or somehow that fight sparked a bond. We end up becoming best friends. Study partners, classroom charmers, everything. 2 years passed. We were in 7th grade and then puberty hit. Suddenly everything flipped. Emotions were out of control. Anger, laughter, shifting interests, ego. And all of it affected our friendship. But I was loyal. Most of my time was spent with him. He, on the other hand, had many other friends. I wasn't always the famous one, but no one messed with me because I was close to him, and that's where he failed me. Interests can change, but loyalty shouldn't. Fights started. We'd argue, then apologize, mostly me. Even when I wasn't wrong, then came the avoidance, the threats, the manipulation. Manipulation. He began involving third parts, pulling others into our fights, prioritizing them over me. Even worse than that, he started provoking me on personal issues through his other friends. I was sensitive, introverted kid who put his whole heart into one person. I just wanted to keep my friend happy, he said. But when this betrayal happened, I couldn't find peace. I began to feel like I was the problem. I became silent. I felt like no matter how much effort I gave, it was never enough. While others were falling around in class, I was sitting there, searching for peace of mind in all the drama and lies. Eventually, I made new friends outside of school. They were easier to get along with, but my heart still wasn't ready for more drama, so I stayed cautious and focused on my prayers. And that's where everything changed. I started connecting deeply with my creator, and then I met a Halim who gave me a piece of advice I will never forget. He said, choose Allah over those friends, and Allah, well, elevate you. May Allah bless that man, because after that, my life began to rise. The same people who once avoided me now look at me with astonishment. Today, I'm a database engineer by profession, a martial artist with medals, and when they see me, I can feel their guilt. The same loser they used to mock is now someone they struggle to face. But I never made them uncomfortable. I keep things calm, because this story is not about revenge. This is for the nerds and for the invisible kids, for those who feel like they don't belong. Maybe what you're doing now seems boring and unnoticed, but one day, when you master it, you will be the most interesting person in the room. And if you try to charm people at the cost of your own self-worth, you will lose more than you gain. You have to choose to connect with people who help you grow. Eventually, I started accepting who I was, but I also became more careful with who I allow into my mental space. People carry pain, bitterness, and sometimes hate, and they will try to inject it into the ones who seem happy on their own. Some do it out of selfishness, some out of ego. So my advice, be kind but not naive. I repeat it, be kind but not naive. There's a difference between kindness and being nice to manipulators. Understand that, or you'll become a prey. All praise is due to Allah and to my family who supported me. And Mrs. Umayma, please don't mention my name. I didn't. Let me remain in the shadow. I just hope this story reaches someone who needs to hear it. Best regards, a silent follower. So to the silent follower who sent me this story, let me tell you something. Your story actually speaks louder than thousands of words. And to anyone watching, you're not alone. Loyalty isn't weakness, and softness isn't stupidity. And remember, Allah doesn't just replace, but He elevates. And if this story touched your heart, just like it did to mine, make sure to share it with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, stay kind, stay wise, and as I always say, make sure to have a beautiful life. Salam.